G'day guys, it's Wes here for Aussie Geek, and on today's show we're going to have a look at Pool Nation FX for the Xbox One, because this is essentially a free game as part of the Games with Gold program. So if you're on the Xbox One, make sure you go and download it. It's available, I believe, for the entire month of April, so you better get in quick because we're about halfway through. Alright, now I've been playing this game for about an hour or two, and one of the things that I have to say is it's pretty damn disappointing. Now, I actually thought the previous version of this game, which was Pool Nation on the Xbox 360, was pretty good, and I think it was actually quite enjoyable and a little bit addictive. But this game, I have to say, based on the experience that I've had with it so far, is pretty damn disappointing, and that's a little bit sad. So, one of the things that you will see that actually looks pretty good are the visuals. So the visuals look pretty stunning. In fact, I think this is probably the best looking pool game I have ever seen. So kudos to the guys for actually getting a really good looking pool game, because the game actually looks stunning. In terms of some of the other really cool things that are available to you, there is a pretty cool trick shot creator, and I think that's pretty impressive, and I think that's probably one of the things that you will enjoy, particularly if you're a bit of a pool buff. Unfortunately though, this game really falls down in the basics of what pool essentially is for a lot of people, and that's a fun, easy game. Now when I say easy, I don't mean easy as in easy to win, but easy to play and easy to have fun with. And that's what can make this game a little bit frustrating at times, because to me it just felt incredibly buggy. The controls are overly sensitive, and then you get into a fine-tuning mode, which is just exactly 100% the opposite of that, and really too damn slow. It's not at all easy to jump around into multiple angles around the pool table as well, so you do get a little bit frustrated at times. And to me, it's this element of control, which I think you really need in a pool game, where you're talking degrees and angles and accuracy that are essential to be absolutely part of a pool game, and they're just not here in this game for me. It just feels at times as though they don't have the physics 100% accurate. And I have to say that at times the balls don't feel 100% like they're moving that accurately, and they're not necessarily a great representation of how a ball would actually roll in real life. Now I know all of that sounds pretty harsh, and it is, and I think it deserves to be harsh, because I just don't think that they've lived up to the standard here. The game's got all the basics right, you know, it's got the US style of 8-ball, it's got the UK style of 8-ball. There's also 9-ball formats, and of course you can play your own trick shots. Playing online is nice, and I think some people will enjoy that, but you can also take part in a career mode in either the 8-ball or 9-ball styles of play. So there's also a couple of other styles of play. So we also have snooker, which is not too bad, and then you've got something called endurance mode. So this was in the last game, but it's back again in this newer version of the game. Now in this mode, new balls are added to the table at increasingly regular intervals. Now it's then your job to keep sinking them to avoid reaching a table limit of 24 balls on the table. So what you're trying to do here is basically sink all the balls as fast as you can, for as long as you can. And I have to say, this mode wasn't too bad at all. Now, one of the things that I also have to mention that really bugged me a hell of a lot, particularly for a game of this type, is the ridiculous loading times at the start of the game, which were just absolutely shocking. I think it actually took about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes to actually load the game, which is just crazy given that it's just this type of game. Now, unfortunately, I think this game suffers from the fact that there just isn't any real competition in the pool genre of video games, which means they're not pushing themselves all that hard to create a product that is a flawless representation of what pool should actually look like on a console or a video game. Now, I've had a crack at playing some online multiplayer with a couple of mates, and it is fun. I mean, it does have all the elements of an online game, particularly if you get that party chat going, but it's still a little bit buggy. Now, in terms of the bugs, I really hope that the developers of this game actually patch the game, because it does have some real potential if they can squeeze some of these bugs out of the system. Now, while this isn't an official review, and I do know that I sound incredibly frustrated at the moment, but this game, if I had to give it a score out of 10, would probably come in around the 3.5 to 4 mark. And for me, it just didn't live up against my expectations of what this game could actually be if they got their head in the right space and delivered a quality pool game. So there you go, guys. That's just my thoughts on Pool Nation FX. Unfortunately, it's been a little bit disappointing, but it is free to download and free to play on the Xbox One. So I do highly recommend you go out and give it a crack so you can make up your own mind about whether this game is a good game for you. Anyway guys, if you've liked today's video, please remember to hit that like button for me. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And as always guys, get involved in the conversation via the comments down below. And we will see you all in the next video.